like is it the Complete Jewish, the Stearns New Testament and stuff like that. He gets into, he tries to use this word legalism. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, anyway, one of the terms and the term that so many people actually are against is legalism as trying to gain salvation through works. That's what people fight against in dictionaries, and I've looked at a lot of dictionaries because of this very argument. There are dictionaries that say it's just strict adherence to the law. And in that case, legalism would not be a bad thing. However, if you look in some dictionaries, list it as attempting to gain salvation through works, or the belief that you can gain your right standing with God through works. And
I found it. Can I interject?
Absolutely.
In the because I have the digital version of the Complete Jewish Bible, and I just Googled legalism. Not Googled, you know what I mean? I searched it. Like Romans 6:14, for sin will not have authority over you because you are not under legalism, but under grace.
Wrong.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah, why would you translate it like that anyway?
No, the idea, because under legalism now, it's not under the curse of the Torah.
Right.
Right. If he's totally changed the meaning. I'm not a fan of the CJB. Just if anybody wondered, I don't know if we talked about that before. You are not under legalism. No, what we are redeemed from is the curse of the law.
Right.
That the wages of sin is death, and we all have a sin problem, which means the wrath of God is on sinners. That's just it. Our redemption is through Messiah, who purchased us by his blood. And we are delivered from that God's wrath. That's Romans 1. Bringing this idea of legalism.
Oh, this shows bias. Remember we talked about this last week? Ultimately, the idea of, or 2 weeks ago, the idea is that, he wants to implant into your mind a theology that he has. The problem is that the theology that he has is incorrect. That's not right. Now, it might be right to say under the penalty of the law, or under the condemnation of the law, or under the curse of the law, but that's not in the text. So a good translator isn't going to put it in anyway. We need pastors and teachers and people who are ready to handle the word to be able to expound and say, look, in the context, this means under the condemnation of the law. But it shouldn't be in our text. And you shouldn't change words to legalism that say under law.
Yeah, it's a problem term. But so the idea is it true that there is a religion that says, if you do all these things just right, then God will show up and you'll be acceptable to God.
Right.
I think that's Mormonism. I think Mormonism is that way.
Yeah, we could argue that certain parts of Catholicism is that way, right? In other words, God gives you enough grace through the sacraments, and then you have to, you go below the grace, and now you have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps to get back up to the grace. That the even playing field. So you have that in Catholicism. I think you have that in the Torah movement.
Yeah, in the Jewish world in the first century, certainly, and in the Torah movement today. Yeah. Oh boy.
You would not believe the amount of emails that I've gotten that say if the Christians don't keep the Sabbath, they're not saved. That's called legalism. That is, or
if you're not learning, the Bible from a Jewish rabbi.
Yeah, then yeah, exactly.
Those guys have drunk the Kool-Aid, and it's not the gospel Kool-Aid.
Right.
They've drunk a false teacher's Kool-Aid, and that's the same thing. Back to Colossians, back to the apostolic decree, back to Matthew 15. There's a lot of different Kool-Aids out there. Just drink the right Kool-Aid,
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.